Well, hello, man cavers, and we are back with our Douglas, and we're going to finish getting the bracket to hold the cowling on. We have ran into difficulties. Roll the credits. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. Well, we are back. Right, we have been rolling into difficulties with our hole, which I was going to put a bolt through into our cowling. There you go, that hole lines up, and then it lines up with the cowling on the other end. There we are. Right, problem is, I cannot get a nut to hold in this alloy. It seems like it's some sort of pot metal or something. It's just, yeah, you put a bolt in there and as soon as you try and tighten it, it just strips the threads out. So I think this is a poor quality alloy, and I don't think that's where the original bracket was bolted. In fact, I don't think anything do go in these holes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were very plugged with grease and muck, so I'm wondering that they were never used and probably not meant to be used. But I have a solution, I hope. We are going to put a helicoil. I have a helicoil kit here. I used it once on a John Deere lawnmower to put a thread in a spark plug, and I've never used it again since. But we're going to try and put an M6 helicoil in that, a rivet nut in there, and get our bracket held on. My rivet nut tool is in the blue case. So let's get you set up on the tripod, and I'm going to see if I can remember how to do a helicoil. I think we have to drill this hole out because we're using this one, so I think we've got to drill the hole out with this, tap it with this, screw the helicoil in. Let's have a go. Alright, here we go. Now, for those guys that are wondering what is a helicoil, I'm sure most of you had heard of them. If you haven't, let me get up. Here's the nut we are going to use. In the helicoil set, each one comes with a little bag of helicoils. Now, what is a helicoil? It's basically a helix of metal. It's a thread insert. Here we are. Here is a helicoil. Got a little piece go along the bottom. You'll see what that's for. But there you go. And an M6 nut, bolt, screws into that, look. There you go. So your M6 nut screws into that little thing. So we have to put a bigger thread in, drill the hole out, a bigger thread that this goes into. So this will have a better chance of gripping onto the alloy. And then the nut goes in, and it tightens them both down together so it can't come out. Right. Very, 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 very clever ideas. So let's see if we can get this helicoil in. So I believe what we need to do is use the right size drill bit that comes with the kit. And we need to drill our hole out. There we go, that's drilled out nicely. Is it to the size where my bolt is long enough? So you always want to check that your bolt will go through what you want. And it does, look. Not bottoming out on the hole at all. There we are. So there's the bolt we're using. Now we need to take this drill out and put the little die in there. So I've got the drill on really slow speed. We need to try and cut. Luckily I can get the drill up right. We need to try and cut this thread in. Look at that. That thread is cutting straight in there. And out. There you go. that has put in there a really nice thread. Now we get our little helicoil and this little tool that comes with it, and as you can see there's a little get focused, you can see there's a little slice in that end. That's so your helicoil goes through and hooks on that little piece at the bottom. Can you see that? Now we should be able to now screw this in. If I've cut this thread right. There you go. The helicoil is now screwing into that hole we just made. There we are, look at that. There we go. There we go. There you go, and we turn it backwards and that snaps that little leg off the bottom, which has left our thread in there now, which is brilliant. So we should find that our bolt will now thread in. There. So, one end done. Excellent. That is our helicoil should now be going in there. There you go, that's going in. Right, excellent stuff. So that's our helicoil. Made a nice little thread for us. Now this end we're going to put a rivet nut. So it's much the same, but a rivet nut is, well, like you say, it's a rivet nut. There's everything back in my kit. My screwdriver, we need my little die. There's my little die. There we go. That can go away. Right, now we need a rivet nut. Here are our rivet nuts. Have I actually got the right size thread there? No, that's too damn small, isn't it? Yeah. We need the next size up from that. I do hope I've got some this size, I'm sure I have. This looks way too big. I think that is the right size. So we need to put that one in there and then rivet it up. So again, we need to drill a hole the size as the outer piece of this. So this will actually fit in. So let me go and find a drill bit and we can get this put in there. Alright, I believe this is the bit we need. So let's just make this hole a bit bigger. There we go. That's made our hole bigger. Will our rivet nut fit in there? Oh, not quite, look. I shall have to get the next size bit up. Right, we have made our rivet nut hole the right size to accommodate the rivet nut now. So yep, make sure your bolt screws in, make sure we've got the right one. Now we have to plop that in the hole and swell that up a bit like you do a pop rivet. So using our rivet nut pliers, we can select M6 out of our kit here. Here's our M6 adapter, we'll need that. And we will need the M6 thread on the end. Now, how do you work this thing? I can't quite remember how you work this now. Oh, I know, I remember. Right, you screw him in there like so. That's right, you take all that off, don't you? That's it. Now you pull that down and then you screw that in and then you let that up. Look, there we are. Then you put your end over. Spin off. And then you put this little cap over the end there. And that acts like a pull. So you thread that in and then when you pull, it pulls it up. So let's get our rivet nut. Let's get our rivet nut screwed on. There you go, you want that thread just about all the way through. Right, that's going to be pulling way too soon. I can see that. We don't want it pulling quite so harsh. Probably, so you just adjust this until you get the right amount of pull on it, which I think will be about there. We could go another turn. You don't want to over tighten these or you'll pull the threads out. Alright, that's now starting to pull that right up. There you go. I think that's enough. And then just pull your thread out. And there we go. We have a rivet nut in the end. There we are. So now we can put our bracket on. Put our exhaust back on. And then I think we'll put some petrol in this puppy and see if we can give it a good run. So we've got a bolt in that end. That one's going in that end. Let's just tighten these down and see how we go. I'm thinking this might need it. No, that's got it. And some of you were saying you thought my bracket might be a bit overkill. Well, I don't know. Oh, that's rigid. It's the flywheel catching. We got a little. There's a little catch somewhere. I suspect that's at the bottom. There we go. There we go, that's got it. There we go. So, our bracket is on. And that tin work is on there nice and strong now. Ha-ha! Oh, I'm loving this. Right, and that isn't catching anything. It's severely limiting our abilities to get a belt on here at some point. But I think if we did, we'd have to drive out of this way. Let's not worry about that. Let's get this exhaust on, get it spun round, get some petrol on and see if it starts. I know that's what you'll want to see. Me messing around with the helicoils. There you go. Right, let me get her all together. Right, we have our exhaust back on. Let's pull this old girl round so we can actually get to her. So I've put the HT leads back on, I've put the exhaust back on, our bracket is on, engine's turning without hitting. So I think we're going to put a fuel supply into this and get our little drill on it again and see if it'll fire, because I ain't trying to hand crank that no more. Do you remember last time that was a bit of a bugger to start, and I think it was because I had to set all the carburetor up, which didn't turn out to be that easy. Let me get you right over here actually. There we go. It didn't turn out to be that easy because we had about 4 mixture screws. So I'm not touching the mixture screw on the bottom. All I'm going to do this time is use this one. Now that's our throttle, isn't it? No, there's that one. That one, I believe that was running rich all the way in, so we'll probably want that one right over and lean it off with this. And then obviously we've got our choke. Which somehow appears to be, oh there you go, that's on. Yeah, right, let me get my drill out there, get some petrol on this thing, and we'll see how we get on. Right, we have our fuel tank set up on the barrow. Let's get some petrol in, and you should see this bowl on the engine filled. And before you say, oh, there's still petrol in there, that's only from the last video, guys. That was fresh in there then, so I'm not going to disrupt your taking that bowl down. Just to make sure that little bit is out of there. Has our bowl filled up? Oh yes, there we go. Our bowl is filled up. The exhaust is not pointing towards the petrol tank like last time. Right. Right guys, fuel tank all set up, drill all at the ready. So let's just give this thing a little prime and see if it'll start. I think we've got a lot of levers to mess about with, but let's have a look. Magneto is on. I can't remember where choke's on and off, because that's down here. I can't remember where this thing was. Can't remember where this thing was. And I have a sneaky feeling we've got to adjust this mixture underneath here as well. I don't know where that was, but it was running last time, weren't it? So let's see. Now we've got our fuel on, let's just tickle our carb. Whoops, tickled. Oh yeah, definitely got petrol up. I think that might be choke on. Let's give this a go. Started right up, didn't it? I think because this is a governor controlled engine, I don't want to take over slowly. That's how it was when we started. Let's see if we go together. Oh. Well, she definitely went, didn't it? running up there or down there, guys? Pull to start, that says on the top. Right, okay, why didn't I read that before? Pull to start. So we're obviously got to come there, and I think this was actually around here. Or did I? No, I think I moved that while that was running. Let's give this a go. That's a swine and that was there a minute ago, wasn't it? Started right up. Well, that's a mystery. Come on, girl. She was definitely trying then. Nope. She's not going to have it now, is it? What is going on around here? So, she was running absolutely fine a minute ago, wasn't it? Absolutely fine. Still no go. Well, you've seen her run. I think we might have to call this video a day, and if I get this going again, she don't want to tick over slowly. Oh, we got some oil burning off the heads where we had her all to bits, look. Well, there you go. Ooh, yeah. I am going to call this a win. And I think a little bit of dialing up and she will be absolutely spot on. So it turned out a lot of fiddling was needed to get her going right. But she seems to like running flat out. As soon as you knock this throttle off to get her to go slow, she seems to sort of die down. And yeah, these have all got to be adjusted just so. And this is the problem I'm against. Where does this go? Where does this go? Where do you have this? And where do you have your needle setting on the bottom of the carb here? So you've got them 4 things to balance. I have a sneaky feeling once she's dialed in, she'll be a semi-reliable engine. I still wouldn't want to do that on the crank handle though. But there we go, we will see. Right, we might at some point have a go at building a magneto remagnetizer and just remagnetising that mag. I don't think it's a spark issue, I really don't. I have a sneaky feeling it's a fueling issue. But we will see, won't we? Right, that's going to be it for this video on the Douglas. Thank you very, very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Most of you have subscribed. And yes, when I said about big news the other day, no, we're not having babies or anything like that. You will see. The yard is quite a bit clearer, as you can see. Could be a clue there. Right, here is the Douglas, and Man Cave is going. Alright, bye-bye for now. Ha-ha! The Douglas did run. Douglas!